Hello and welcome. Welcome back to Fiend Fun Time. This is going to be the second episode of my fucking little series here that I'm going for. I'm going to be talking about some cool new games, some cool thoughts that I had, or whatever is on my mind, and we're also going to be playing some Half Sword in the background. This probably won't be as long as the first video, but I definitely want to keep making some because I had fun in the first one and people seem to enjoy it. So we're going to hop right in. We're going to be trying our best not to get killed while I try to rack my brain for all the things that I've thought about and I find interesting. So first one I wanted to talk about is that the Steam summer sales are over for the most part, the serious one at least. And I got quite a few good games, and I'll go over those in a minute. But one of the best ones I've seen, a new game on the market, is called Dawn Apart. And it is essentially if RimWorld and Factorio met and you had a little baby, and it's in a pixel voxel world with 3D environments, unique characters. There's a lot to be said about it. I am excited for it. I think it's going to become one of the biggest games on that market, or then within that genre. It just needs a little bit of polish, a little bit of loving, and by that point, if it does get the loving it needs, I think it would be great, and it'll be ready for pretty much just DLCs or whatever the devs have in mind, because I don't know if it's how deep in early access it is, but it's got quite a lot of content already available. It's got combat, and it's got mining, automation, base building, all these different things with colonist management, so you have to keep them fed and clothed. You have to make sure they have, or not clothed, I think they can wear armor and special things like that, but they also have weapons. They have to use the bathroom, they have to clean themselves off. So there's quite a few of those things, and essentially you're tasked from a global or space organization company that has a quota for you. Ooh, nice kick. And you're tasked with harvesting something called luconium or lucrium. And with that, you're sending it into a spaceship, and there's very unique as these voxel spaceships come down and land next to your little spaceport, and they pick up the resources from your base. They then will give you new valuable resources or colonists in return, and quite a few too. So the first two deliveries give you 3 new colonists when you start with 4. So you get a lot of new colonists, and unlike other games, you actually can choose if you want to do just full straight automation, which is obviously the smart option. But you could also have your colonists doing these things too. So colonists can go out on adventures, picking up new items, new resources, harvesting things in order to get further along. So let's say you needed granite, but you can't get a miner. You can get your guy on that. He could be harvesting granite, start working towards that. And there's a lot of cool stuff. Oh, we're just getting owned right now. There's a lot of cool stuff, especially the base building. Once I got into that, I was just hooked fully, as you can get these really cool conveyor systems going straight to your base, and then you have to focus on actually base defense and other things, as raiders and other types of monsters will seek to strike your base and destroy you, either for making their area not theirs anymore or just taking your resources. I haven't fought any of the monsters, but I've seen some of the footage, and it's currently in an experimental state. I am quitting these matches because when they slice my wrist like that, or my arm, I'm pretty much dead. The problem here is that the shield is not letting me do my classic defense. I'm actually better without it. Yes, sir. Oh, God. We got each other. We're both dead. Yep. Rest in peace. But yes, Dawn Apart. I recommend it if you're into either Terraria. Sorry, not Terraria. Factoria. I keep thinking Terraria. Factoria or RimWorld or any of those types of colony simulator games, especially set in space. This is going to be a great one. It's currently on sale, I believe, as well. So pretty good deal for about $17 or $19. You can get the full game, and help support these devs in their process of making an awesome new game in a genre that severely needs more creativity. Oh, another thing I meant to say about it is that the game is 100% procedurally generated, or not procedurally generated, but voxel-based generation. So there's actually voxels that simulate the ground, and you can build, and as you build, you actually have to fill in the ground underneath buildings. You have to that your mine actually will cut out the ground in a square so that you can see deeper and deeper in the earth, and you can build little caves and do all kinds of cool stuff. So there's a lot of stuff that is possible in this game. Highly recommend it. That brings me to my next favorite game at the moment, which is two games actually. I'll go on to the other one. But Farthest Frontier, it is amazing. I am currently waiting for it to finish and get out of its testing. It's in testing right now for, it's like a player test for the final build, which is going to be V1, obviously. And that should be introducing a bunch of new stuff. I think they're going to have new items, new units, new buildings, all kinds of stuff, as is tradition for early access titles. So we're going to get some really good footage, maybe some new gameplay or a series on that, because I am excited to see what it's got to offer. Who knows, I'll probably play the whole thing through and just upload it in bits and pieces so that it's not 15 hours, or maybe the whole thing as one, who knows. But I will definitely be playing a lot of it, lots of different cities. Ooh, nice throw. Ooh. And I've been playing V Rising, which is a little older. It's been out for a bit. Quite a few different games I got on sale. V Rising, Sunstrike 4, Rising World, Dingum. All these different games I've been buying just because I like to see where the games lie. And I've been trying to get more into like strategy RPG games. Oh my good gravy. Games that require a little more skill. And as I get older, I find that I have a different taste in games each year as I progress down my gamer path, and especially games like V Rising have hit the spot. I normally don't like games like that, especially not vampires. Not vampires or grindy games, but it's been a much needed break in my day-to-day, and I think that games like that are really fun. Kind of like that. It's very similar to Valheim, but the biggest problem for me with Valheim was that you needed a lot of time or friends to play it, where this one's kind of in the same vein. You can get away with having free time, sometimes playing a little bit, and you can get through the grinding by doing different things. And I love that about games. Oh god, Jesus, these guys are brutalizing me right now. We're about 50-50 right now in these duels. We gotta get our game up. Get our game up for real. That's what you get for hitting me from the side like that. Got him. Got him. And Sudden Strike 4, which is an older game, I want to give a credit to. If you're like me and you've been searching for a World War II, I was going to say WW2, World War II RTS game with like some focus on realism and style, and you're tired of Ostfront and you've played fucking 2,000 hours like I have, you should try Sudden Strike 4. I think there's still a sale on that as well. And for like 14 or 15 bucks, you can get the whole game. It is a smaller, more arcade-style game, but definitely worth the time. And I do want to ask people, especially if you've made it this far, what games have you guys been interested in? I'd like to know what people are interested in watching and what they're playing. Obviously, this helps me out with making future videos. But I also like to get to know people on a personal level, because, like I said, I see this as it's more of a gaming news channel or a gaming corner, rather than anything other than that. And that's where I'm going to bring my final topic, which is Songs of Six. Songs of Six is something that I'd like to lay to rest for now. We're gonna come back to it. I have made and composed a list of things that I find wrong with the game. I don't know if I should talk about it, as I am obviously talking about it now. I don't want to make another 40-50 minute long video and make it trending of just talking about what I dislike about 6 and doing that consistently. I know that a lot of people disagree with me on certain aspects, especially within the Discord, but there's a lot of people who do agree with me on other aspects. So I can take solace in that fact, and I hope that in time it will change. But I don't feel that there is a place for negativity in gaming, because the one thing that I always want to talk about is if you're a gamer, and let's say you're frustrated with a game like Half Sword or whatever, I could sit here and continuously play and struggle and piss myself off, or I could just click escape and go and play a different game, which is essentially what I like to do. You have a limited amount of time on this earth, and if you spend it all the time getting frustrated, oh, you both want to get hit in the same way? You guys need to come at me with a better attack than just running right straight towards me. Don't spend all your time frustrated playing a game that you're not happy playing. And as much as I love Songs of Six, I hope I can get back to loving exactly how much I loved it before. It is still in a state where I can't fully enjoy it, especially when I have a different enjoyment of it. And maybe it's because I have a lot more games available to me now than I did previously. But there's nothing better than that dopamine of just seeing all your little iron get dragged around in carts and seeing your city get bigger and better as you go. And honestly, that's what makes Songs of Six the best game in that genre. But at the state it's at right now, its goal is to make it so that you can't do that. Its goal is to make it so that you want to put 2,000 hours in just to oh my god, just to get to that point. And truthfully, I don't have that kind of time. I have a day job. I've been working, and I don't know why, but I never tell people what I do. I technically am a like construction worker, cleaner person. I do a lot of different work and job sites and houses and renovating buildings and stuff like that. And that's something I've been wanting to talk about and show off to people, is different basements and different clean jobs that I do, because that's something that I find interesting. I am a collector. I collect lots of different items, old tools, old books, old stories, all kinds of things I find. Recently I found a 75-year-old newspaper from my city, entirely well kept underneath a floorboard. And all these different things that I come across, it's just, there's so much more to life than to being angry. And as somebody who is a very angry person naturally, I focus a lot on not being an angry person and try my hardest to cope with all of the frustration and the stress that I feel. And obviously I'm not going to go into why it is I have that, but maybe in the future I will. I think that there's definitely a case to be made that I'd like to make videos on who I am. I don't know if they'll be in this here, but I think they're relevant to the modern times that people are facing. Being a person raised in a poverty scenario, I kind of have a closer understanding of political issues, strife, and all those types of stuff. But I purposely choose not to talk about them because I think that they're divisive. They bring people down. And as someone who likes to entertain, I like to separate all of those things from my entertainment, especially as they tend to draw, and again, like I said, lead to negative engagements. Ooh, come here. He took my sword down. You know what? I will beat your ass with this fucking shield. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? I can already be violent enough in this game. But yeah, I hope I don't sound preachy or annoying. This is just me getting stuff that sits on my mind. I spend a lot of time thinking about what it is I'm doing and what I plan to do. And I always think, well, that's stupid. You shouldn't be thinking about doing it. You should fucking do it. Like they always used to say. Oh, that should have stabbed you, sir. I poked you with it. Alright, we're both going down here. Oh, never mind. That was me going down. But yeah, so that'll likely be my final charade on Songs of Six for now. there will be some more in the future, maybe on the side. Who knows? My ultimate goal though is to work all the hours I need to pay off some things that I have to pay off, and then once I do, I will go fucking buck wild into video gaming and making videos for my channel. I'll probably put like the same amount of time as I used to. But the same amount of time as I used to. God damn it, shut up. People are trying to sleep. Yeah, put tons and tons of hours in. And hopefully by that point, we'll have full half sword. Not just a half sword, but a long sword, a full sword, as it were. And we'll have all kinds of other cool games like final version of Farthest Frontier. Hopefully some more Songs of Six. I'm always looking forward to the future because there's a lot of games. Dwarf is one that, if you guys know what I'm talking about, it's called DORF. It's a acronym for something that I honestly cannot remember, but it is an amazing looking RTS. It is one of the best looking RTS games I've seen. It's on the top of my wish list. I've been waiting. These devs have been busting out. They've been just going hog wild on this game. They've been working so hard. Oh wait, we know what that happened. And they are going to be releasing that game sometime next year in 2026. I believe early in the year, but it's very likely that they'll go longer. Which reminds me about the freaking Bannerlords War Sales thing. I feel bad as like I said, I try to be nice. One of the people who's involved in their media is one of my least favorite YouTubers, and one of the people who made me start making YouTube in a kind of weird, spiteful way. I was tired of hearing and dealing with their bullshit. And it's interesting because they've got this setup for their social media where the people are constantly getting updates on the DLC, and then all of a sudden they're like, nah, we're not gonna put it out, we're just joking. And it makes me think like, okay, now not only does that bring negative attention to the YouTuber himself, who I already don't like. I'm not trying to blame him for the behavior or the actions of this, but it's quite frustrating. I think that they're doing a very poor job with their PR because Tale Worlds already has a pretty negative fan base view of its, like, just being poorly made games that are very slow to make further updates for, and then to top it off, making this game add an additional DLC that's a core function. It's not looking too good for my boys Bannerlord, because I hate seeing good games do poorly, as that affects me. I want to see Bannerlords put out a free DLC of a fucking boat, and then you can have the faction DLC. That is awesome. That would be amazing. Do that. I think that you should do that, especially after you're making it come out fucking 20 years later after the game was launched. And you said that there was going to be so much more to the game, and then it just didn't come. That kind of stuff sours in people's mouths. Got to be like fucking No Man's Sky, where they literally just started to pump out DLC after DLC. I have actually thought about, and it's free DLC too, I have actually thought about getting that game based off of how much they've done for it, how much work and time, effort, passion. It looks like an amazing game, but the only thing that puts me off is that I'm not much of a sci-fi gamer. There are sci-fi games I like, but I like the Grim Dawn sci-fi kind of thing, like heavier, more aggressive styles of sci-fi. Warhammer 40k is the perfect example, obviously. And I do play quite a bit. I have Gladius, which I'd say is one of the worst of the games from that, but it's not too bad. Battle Sector is really fun, but it has a shit ton of DLC, as is tradition for these types of games. So I need more of these RTS games in my life. And obviously now I have Sudden Strike 4. Which brings me to the fact that one of our longtime friends of the channel, I don't know what to call him through his real name, it's different, but we'll call him Goon. He likely will be viewing or being part of some videos in the future, as we're going to be doing some different online games together. My boy finally got some internet, so give him a shout out in chat, as he has been without good internet for a long time. And hopefully we can get some really funny, unique games going on, like some more of that Aneurysm 4. I really want to do some videos for that, because Aneurysm 4 looks like it's going to be tons of fun in the long run. Wait, what do you mean I'm not giving up? You guys all should be dead. Fucking bastards. But yeah, we'll finish off with this round here. I appreciate all of the people who are watching to the end here, as you guys are really awesome, and you're part of the reason why I even do it in the first place. But I do want to know what people are thinking. If you have any inputs, thoughts, especially on this type of series. Normally I won't ask for them on other series, but this series I especially want to hear new ideas, what people think I should do. Anything you've got, let me know, because it's a team effort here. As you view my videos, you help me grow and become a actual real tuber, not fucking schmuck. And with that, I say thank you all for watching, and goodbye.